or, whoa, what was that? Insect. It was just a dragonfly. Didn't know what it was. But whoa, what's that? Rest is a single thing, or it could be a combination of different things. Rest is an absolute essential that people often don't think about. You can't go a whole long time without rest. But rest can be, all right, I'm chilly, I'll sit in the sun right here, I'm resting. It's a single thing, get some rest. Rest my body, get some warmth from the sun. Or if it's hot, I can go over there in the shade, get some rest. Or it's a combination of things. Food, shelter, a fire for protection, for comfort, mental comfort, anything that gives you mental comfort, physical comfort. These are opportunities for rest, which is absolutely, like I said, an essential. You need it. You can't function a whole long time without mental and physical rest, so you have to consider it. It's amazing the stuff that these beaver pull up here. Big chunks of driftwood. It's amazing, amazing. Anyway, I turned the camera back on because I was hoping to hear that sound again. I heard a bunch of bubble. I mean, it sounded like the creature from the Black Lagoon was surfacing over here somewhere near my yak. And it was moving a little bit, so I'm going to get back over there. Food, the last of the 4 essentials. Just looking around in this general area, I can identify several edible wilds. Now, swamp is a great place to find food because of the diversity of not only animal life but plant life. Like I said, I look around, I see a couple of plants that are edible right off the bat. I don't even have to move from this spot. I can see a lily back here. This lily, you see the yellow flower? Yes, there are a variety of wild edibles that are a very valuable food source if need be. And the first one I want to point out is this bullhead lily. Very easy to distinguish by that globe-shaped yellow seeds inside of it are edible, as well as the rootstock, and that's the important part. The rootstock is sweetish in tasting. If it's a bit strong, you can boil it a couple times to get that strong flavor out of it. But it's loaded with starch, much like a potato. The bullhead lily, very valuable food source if need be. And yes, they're widespread out here. There's plenty of them. Feel free. Another food source some people might not think of, and there's one growing right here, is the catbrier. We have a small variety of catbriers out here. I did pick another one because it has very nice, tender, young leaves, and that's what you really want to look for in the catbrier, is these young, tender leaves that are new growth, because they're going to be very tender and you can eat them straight as they are, like a green salad, like an arugula or a spinach or whatever kind of salad, as a fresh green. Now also, you can cook them as a spinach or a kale or a collard, and they're a good cooked green. Of course, the shoots even are edible when they're this young. So yes, this is a very valuable food source. The rootstock is also edible. I'll get into that another time. There's also many shades of berries out here. With the blueberry variety, you have large black ones, you have small black ones, you have small blue ones, you have larger blue ones, you got the high bush and the low bush blueberry. And you can see this berry bush is just laden, heavy laden with berries. You got ripe ones and green ones, and they come into season at different times of the summer. Some start in early spring, some start later. But they are a very, very important food source out here for wildlife. Many omnivores eat these, as well as herbivores. And me in particular, I eat a lot of these. But I'll show you some brambles if I can find some. There are plenty of brambles out here that carry berries also, as well as leaves for tea. Using my battery on this camera very sparingly at this point, but here we have sand blackberry. You'll have to find these on the outer fringes of the swamp where it gets a little higher and sandy. and these are delicious blackberries. And also you can find cranberry. Here's a couple plants. There's no berries at this time of year. They come in late September. They're really nice and ripe. You can eat them before that, but here's one in bloom. You see the nice pink flowers there. There's some more plants that you're going to find in the swampy regions. Here's a non-edible. This is sweet bay or swamp magnolia. Gets a nice big white flower on it and very fragrant leaves. Just to show you another plant that's out here. But as I find them, I'll show you more distinctive plants. I'm going to eat these berries now. Locusts everywhere out here. Edible critters. Well, a swamp is the home to crustaceans like crawdads or crayfish, frogs, snakes, yeah, turtles, there's another one, little fishes, and then move on to your bigger things like rodents. After that, it gets much more difficult. Raccoons, possums, fox, deer, bear, everything likes to visit the swamp. Otter, yes, I've seen otter out here. So there are some options for food. Maybe I'll show you something if I see it. This is a painted turtle. Turtles are fair game. I prefer snapping turtles. But let this good old boy go back to his swamp. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Yeah. Come on. The sweet pepper bush is in bloom right now, and the flowers are a nice soap substitute. Oh, smush. Had to take a little dip to get that swamp scum off of me and all the pieces of bark and debris that I gathered going through that swamp. One of the best ways to thermoregulate after you've been cold and wet, and it's cold water I was in. It's pretty cool out and it's windy today. Risk of hypothermia? Possible. Best way to thermoregulate, I just took my clothes off and I'm bare naked in the sun right now. Got my clothes hanging up. I'm going to wring out my underwear. They're soaking wet. The other clothes are damp from getting splashed on, etc. But I'm going to warm up, have myself a hot cup of tea. I'll be good to go in a few minutes. Hot, very hot, good stuff. So I guess you want to know, what am I sitting on? I'm sitting on my life vest. I have nothing on. I'm sitting on my life vest. I'm very comfortable, sitting in the sun. My bottom's padded. improvise. You make do. And this is how you learn how to make do. You come out here and you do it. And I'm quite comfortable. No issues. I'm going to have me a little tea and relax.